Hello, 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 lovely Love Advice TV community. Coach Adrian here, and I wanted to come and do a live on this special day to share some really, really powerful, interesting lessons that I have learned in the last month in private coaching sessions. And I always like to do these lives because whenever I really feel hyped and excited, I can just jump in from my house and connect with all of you, no matter where you are around the world. And here, really, what I wanted to share with you were concepts that I have been talking about in coaching sessions over and over and over again in the last few weeks. And I believe that those powerful concepts, if you internalize them and if you act on them, can actually instantly increase your chances of repairing a broken relationship. So we have some friends from Sweden and from the UK that are here. And Platypotamus is asking for a Q&A session towards the end. I will take a few questions because you are asking so kindly. And so, really, I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that there are certain principles that apply almost across all breakup recovery situations. And I wanted to dive a little, deep and provide you with some insights and some guidance so that you guys have the support that you need at this critical time. And the first concept that I wanted to talk to you about is that usually telling your ex that you love them will not make them want to get back with you. For some of you, maybe that will sound obvious, but for a lot of people, actually, it's not. And at the time of the breakup, because you're in a very vulnerable place and because your feelings are so strong, you really want to verbalize this to the person that you love. Perhaps you're doing it in an erratic way in a face to face meeting when you cannot control your feelings or emotions. Perhaps you're doing it in the form of a letter. You know that sending a letter can be a powerful tool, and you're using the letter directly or indirectly, conveying your love to this person. But doing that only actually pushes them away. It makes you look perhaps needy or desperate. You're not a challenge, and you're talking to someone who is not in a position where they are receptive to reciprocating that love to you. So resist the urge of trying to basically convince your ex to take you back by conveying to them how much you love them through words. Similarly, another very powerful concept that I want to share with you is that telling your ex that you've changed won't make them trust you more. And a lot of times, people are very quick to try to acknowledge all of the mistakes that they've made and talk about all of the ways by which they intend to change or have changed. But a lot of times, unfortunately, what all that you're doing is that you're bringing your ex back into that place of negativity and pain. And again, they're seeing this as either desperate, desperately wanting to be with them, or they're seeing this as you being manipulative because they don't believe that you have changed, even if indeed you have. Because after a breakup, something clicks and you're able to see a lot of the negative behaviors very clearly. So, this is something that I also really want you to think about. Before moving on to this next very important topic, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a special live event this Tuesday at 1 p.m., where I'm going to go a lot deeper into all of these concepts that I'm talking to you about. And you can find the registration form in the link below. And I'm also going to put that in the chat. And if you hear my dog snoring next to me, because I'm working from home today, please apologies. I apologize for that. So please don't miss it. This is going to be a really special time for us to really go an hour and a half deep into these concepts at great depth, and also for me to also answer all of your questions during this special live event. Another mistake that a lot of my clients have been doing is that they're talking about the past relationships and the issues that occurred in the past. And again, by doing that, you're not bringing them closer to you. It's almost as if you're triggering them because they have to relive all of those reasons why they felt like you were not a good match, why they felt like you were not compatible. And so instead, what we want to do, of course, is to focus on what we can control. And we want to continue to grow our emotional IQ and to detach, because we are in a place of extreme vulnerability because you love this person so much. So instead, what I'm asking you to do really is to really work on self-awareness. The more self-awareness you have, the more mistakes you will be able to avoid during breakup recovery. Some of the people that really make their lives a lot more difficult are because they're absolutely consumed with their fears and with their insecurities. And so your challenge is to try to get as much self-awareness as possible so that you can quickly learn from mistakes, grow, and really turn this process of breakup recovery into an opportunity. And those individuals that I work with that are able to quickly turn things around and to quickly get back together and build a new relationship are those individuals that have a very strong sense of self-awareness at the time of the breakup. And this is something that we can cultivate, something that we can work on if we are intentional and deliberate about it. And so another concept that we're going to be talking about at great length during this free live event on Tuesday is that your ability to detach from your feelings and emotions, from basically detaching from the breakup itself, gives you greater and greater chance at creating a new and improved relationship. And so a lot of people understand that conceptually, but they don't understand what that means practically. So if you are still attached to the pain of the breakup, if you are still really consumed about, thinking about what your ex is doing, their activity on social media, if they're dating again or not, the more you're in that space, the less likely you are to actually create something new. The more likely you are to put them on a pedestal. And so ultimately, what I'm asking you to do is to focus on building that capacity and that ability to be happy without your ex. Because that your ability to be happy without them is directly correlated to your chances of winning them back. It sounds very counterintuitive. It sounds even confusing. And some of you may not even think that you can be happy without them. But the reality is that if you are able to invest in this process of being happy without them, you become a challenge again. You're able to detach. You're able to be more in control of your emotions. And most importantly, you are able to offer something new that they can latch onto. They're able to see that being with you would be of added value to them, and you challenge that negative image that they have of you at the time of the breakup. This is powerful stuff, but we're only just scratching the surface here. I invite you to come this Tuesday to register through the link that I'm putting in the chat so that we can dive a lot deeper into these concepts, so that I can also support you, answer your questions, and make sure that you feel equipped and ready to take that next step in your breakup recovery journey. It's going to be amazing. It is free. And I'm going to share with you some very, very, very powerful concepts and dive in a lot deeper into those 6 concepts that I just shared with you. So remember, I'm here for you, and I hope that you will register and that you will come and that we're going to have this amazing time together. So I promised to our dear friend who was the first to come live with me here that I was going to answer a couple of questions. So please, I'm going to answer 1 or 2. Ask your question in the chat. And if I don't get to answer your question, it's okay. Leave it in the comment section of this video, and I will start when it's the time to answer questions during my live event. I will start with those comments that are left here. I will not leave you hanging. Okay? So, again, this is my way of supporting you guys. I'm so happy that we have friends from Indonesia, from Singapore, from Sweden. This is truly a wonderful global community. So here, Nurani says, he says he wants us to be friends, but I can't. So this is a very important concept, and I think that we actually have addressed this quite a bit on our channel. If you don't feel like you can be friends with your ex, don't be friends with your ex. There's no reason for you to set yourself up for failure. You don't want to be in a position where you feel like you're going to want more, you feel like you're going to be triggered, and ultimately it's going to lead to a setback. We want to protect your psyche at all cost. We want to make sure that you are in a mindset where you can flourish, in an environment where you can flourish. And if the feelings are too strong, if the pain is too strong, then don't be friends. And you can justify it to them by saying, I need time to heal. Perhaps in the future we can be friends. I appreciate you wanting to stay friends, but right now it doesn't feel fair. It doesn't feel right to me. And by taking that approach, you're also showing that you have standards, that you value yourself, that you're able to set boundaries, and that you're putting your mindset, psyche first, which is absolutely critical. Okay, so I'm also going to so Smiley Momo says, how can you draw on a stubborn ex who still cares without triggering him? This is the concepts that I just talked about in this live. It's about being patient, working on your sense of self-awareness, working on your ability to detach from your feelings and emotions, and seeking to be happy without your ex. That is the key. And how do we do that? Practically speaking, is something that we will cover in the free live event that will take place this Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I put the link for you in the comment section and in the description of this video. If you have questions for me that you want me to address, leave them here. I will start with those comments when it is that time during my live event. I have an old puppy by my side who's snoring away. So I hope that it did not disturb you and that you were still able to focus and to get a lot out of this live. It is my puppy, Ronald. It's my dog, Riley, who's really having a mid-afternoon nap here next to me. So thank you guys for your trust. Thank you guys for the support that you give to our channel. As you see, we're trying to give you guys more and more and more content. And this free live event is another form of us trying to provide you with as much support as possible. As always, Thank you for your trust. Like I said, keep fighting the good fight, and see you soon for another live event and for this, and of course, for this free webinar. Maria, for just for you, quick recap: telling your ex that you love them will not bring them back. Talking about your changes will not help you rebuild trust. Talking about the past relationship and its issues does not bring you closer together. The more self awareness you have, the more you will be able to avoid mistakes during breakup recovery. Your ability to detach from your feelings and emotions will enable you to create a new and improved relationship. And finally, your ability to be happy without your ex is directly correlated to your chances of winning them back. This is just scratching the surface. During this live event, we will talk about how to do those things, as well as talk about 7 other powerful concepts that I'm so eager to share with you. So Mirko is fighting the good fight. Nourane is fighting the good fight. All of you here are fighting the good fight, and I cannot wait to connect with you guys very soon. Much love, and I hope, like Riley, you're going to be able to enjoy your afternoon. Take good care.